joining us. And yeah, let's look through our plan for today. We'll talk about vocabulary presentation techniques. Also, we'll discuss presentation stages, what steps we follow while presenting new material, new vocabulary, and of course, we'll have some practice. Okay, before we start, let's have a quick brainstorm. So this vocabulary is from primary course, I suppose beginner level, school objects. Now I will give you about 30 seconds to think how would you work with the vocabulary? How would you present it? How would you practice it? Okay, 30 seconds. And ladies, while you are thinking, please put a plus and send it to our chat. So after our workshop, I will know that everybody's here. Okay, who has an idea? Don't forget to name yourself first. If you don't answer, I will be a strict teacher and follow the list of our participants today. Okay, how would you present and practice the words? Primary kids, young learners from 6, not 6, but 7 to 9, 10.
We can take a bag, put the pencil, pen, rubber, and other things, and to show to the kids, for example. And people will name them.
Okay, so Anna, is that you, right? I have recognized your voice. Yeah, that's a great idea to use some real objects, reales, while presenting new material. That's great. Okay, any ideas about practice?
So as for me, my name is Ekaterina. So as for me, I would like to say maybe while showing these pictures, I would ask, where do you use these things? In what lessons? What do you use in math, for example? Do you like reading? What do you use while reading? And something like that. Do you like drawing? And what do you use while drawing? And maybe just to, in some way, to present this vocabulary.
Okay, yeah, so this is a really good way to check our students' understanding, right? And checking what the student already knows. But talking about primary kids, so about low level beginner, yeah, so such questions might be quite difficult for them.
Yes.
Okay, any other ideas?
So my name is Mishgona.
Okay.
To practice the words, we can open the words. Here they have pronunciation, and they student can repeat many times. Like we can choose number 6, and he will open number 6, and he will repeat the words.
Okay, yeah, that's a good idea for drilling. Well done.
Maybe to present this vocabulary in a poem, in a little poem, maybe about school. Little children like this.
Okay, yeah, I like the idea. Actually, we have never practiced vocabulary in different poems, but I suppose, yeah, we should. Like short chants, yes, when students repeat, and repeat. Yeah, especially when you work with low levels. Okay, great idea. Okay, so ladies, thank you for your ideas. Now let's go further. I suppose everyone has students now, and you have already introduced some vocabulary to your students. So that's why, how do you usually do that? Just remember, what do we have on the platform in our lessons?
Well, maybe I can start. We have different situations with L in the beginning of the lesson, and so generally we talk about this situation and then we start the lesson.
Okay, that's great. That is what we call context, right? Because talking about primary courses, L always has a problem in the beginning, yes, of any lesson. And yeah, so this is how you start presenting new material. Okay, great. What about junior students? Are there any teachers here who work with junior students?
Yes, me. Yeah, I have students of about 12 to 14, 15, 16 years old. So, and usually about vocabulary, usually we also talk. I'm trying to ask questions and I'm trying to explain the meaning and I'm trying to give them definitions. So that's the way we usually learn vocabulary, and students of such age, they understand, but they don't learn it then after the lesson. So that's the problem.
Okay, so I can't say that that is a real problem, but quite an ordinary behavior, yes, of an ordinary teenager. Yeah, teens usually don't like doing homework, learning words by heart, I don't know, writing essays, and so on. Okay, so now let's look through. Yeah, actually, you have named some techniques that we usually use while presenting new vocabulary. Let's look at the others. So first of all, realias, right? So the first idea about school objects was to use some realias when you have different objects and you can show it to the camera and say, okay, what's this? It's a pen, it's a blue pen, it's my pen, and so on. You can use realias for presentation and for practice, of course. Okay, after that, gestures. All visual techniques, they are really good for low levels. So when you present, I don't know, not the target vocabulary, but when you pre-teach new words, when you try to explain, of course, you can provide your explanations with gestures. They will enhance students' understanding. Okay, facial expressions. What kind of vocabulary can be presented with facial expressions? The most obvious.
Emotions.
Yes, you're right. Okay, situations. Yeah, they are really good for high-level students who are able to understand quite complicated words, phrases, and so on. Talking about low levels, yes, we can use situations too, but they should be really simple, short, and again, provided with gestures. Okay, TPR. What does TPR stand for? Primary teachers, what is TPR? Okay, TPR is total
physical response.
Yes, you're right. Okay, so when you create body-mind connection between so some associations between your students' movements and different words. Not words only, we can also practice and present vocabulary with TPR, but today we're talking about grammar and vocabulary. Today we're talking about vocabulary. Okay, definitions, again, they are appropriate for high-level students. Again, so your example was really good when you explain the words with some simple language and help your student to understand. Okay, pictures for primary, for junior, high and low levels. They're always great. And they're great for students who get information visually. Clients. Okay, what kind of vocabulary can be presented with clients? What are they? Any ideas? No? Okay, so we use clients to present vocabulary that can be graded. For example, adverbs of frequency. Yeah, when we draw an arrow and put 0% and 100%, then never, I don't know, rarely, sometimes, usually, often, and always for 100%. Stages of life, for example, be born, go to kindergarten, go to school, finish school, go to a university, and so on. Something from 0 to 100% vocabulary that can be graded. Okay, sounds. Your ideas, what kind of vocabulary we can present with sounds?
When we learn animals, for example.
Okay, great. I suppose
animals, musical, music, music, transport, everything.
Transport, yes, yeah. Once I've met an exercise with not presentation but practice when students had to listen to different sounds, yeah, and guess the transport. Great. But be careful with sounds. They should be quite obvious, yes, for students. Okay, and the last one, drawing. Yeah, quite entertaining, interactive, and fun way to present different vocabulary. Okay, so these are techniques that we can use to present new vocabulary. Some of them are really good for high-level students and some of them for low-level students. Now keep them in mind because we'll need them during our practice. Now let's go to discuss vocabulary presentation stages, what we start with and what we finish with. Okay, so here are all the stages that we offer to follow while presenting and practicing new vocabulary. Again, I give you 30 seconds to order the steps. Okay, who wants to try? Ekaterina, do you have any ideas?
So first, as for me, maybe I would like to, first of all, to check what the student already knows, maybe, and to set the context. I don't know, maybe first of all, we will speak about some, of course, to set the context. For example, do you like traveling? And what do you know about it? What country you have already? If we speak about primary, I don't know, maybe we'll speak about funfair, about to present, for example, maybe rights in this funfair. And that is why I will know what he already knows, then set the contest. After that, I will choose the technique to present the world. Maybe I will start with sounds, I don't know, pictures, and so something like that. Then I will focus on meaning of this word, pronunciation, and so on. Then we'll go to practice, controlled practice, guided practice, and free practice. At the end, maybe that's just my point of view. Maybe I'm not correct, but somebody will add something to my opinion.
Okay, Kate, thank you so much. So the structure, yeah, sounds quite logical. Ladies, anything to add or maybe to change a bit? Okay, Ms. Gonam, what do you think?
Maybe I will start with set the context. Then I will choose the technique to present the word, then present, and then check what the student already knows. Then I will focus on meaning, form, pronunciation. After that, prayer practice, and then controlled practice and guided practice. I think like that.
Okay, thank you for the idea. Any other ideas about vocabulary presentation? Okay, so we have listened to some of the ideas. Now let's check them. So the very first step when you present new vocabulary is set the context. Okay, now let's discuss the example of school objects, yes, that we had in the very beginning of our workshop. Set the context, talking about primary kids, yeah. As you said, L, the main character of our primary courses, L has a problem. Yeah, what problem he might have here? Okay, he has a school bag. Yeah, so you can also use some reales to set the context. You show a school bag, but you turn it over and shake it, but it's empty. Okay, yes. Nothing is inside. Okay, it's empty, pustoy, empty. Okay, and after that, yeah, L has a problem. What does he need to go to school? Yeah, what does he need to put into his bag? After that, yes, you check what the student already knows. When presenting new vocabulary and grammar, of course, always try to activate your student's schemata and check his background. Okay, so the technique is usually chosen, right, for us, for primary kids and for juniors too. We have visuals. Then we choose the technique to present. We had some pictures there. So, and with the pictures, we check what the student already knows or with the school bag. Okay, so what should we put? Что нам положить? And then your student will probably say it in Russian, like, okay, ну, ручку, книгу, линейку, and so on. When then you ask him to name the objects in English, like, okay, ручку, he doesn't know. Okay, that means that you are going to present the words with pictures. So the presentation itself, you show the picture. After that, you focus on meaning. Okay, your student looks at the pen. He understands. It is quite obvious. It is a pen. After that, you form. You provide your student with a model. You pronounce it yourself. You say, okay, a pen. Let's say together. Давай вместе скажем. A pen, a blue pen, my pen, and so on. Give me the pen, please. So this is how you form the word and pronunciation. And after that, you drill. You focus on pronunciation, correct one, and drill all the words. Okay, after that, we go to controlled practice. Controlled practice is presented with different tasks on the platform, like fill in the gaps, match the words with the pictures, I don't know, type the correct form of the word. This is all about controlled practice. Guided practice, we also call it semi-controlled practice. When we provide our student with some grammar structures, with vocabulary, target vocabulary, and then we set a situation, and according to the situation, our student, they speak or they write, they draw, and so on. And in the end, as a result of any new language presentation is freer practice. So communicative approach needs a lot of speaking. So everything that you do during our lessons should be finished with speaking. It doesn't matter if you work on new material or you work on skills. Freer practice is always about speaking. Again, here we don't provide our students with any grammar structures, any vocabulary, but we set a situation that will make our student use target material, grammar or vocabulary. Okay, so now we have all techniques to present new vocabulary. Now we have the strict structure, how to do it. Now, and we go to some practice. Okay, again, the vocabulary is from primary course. Let's think of context. We're not going to follow all the steps, but about the context for the vocabulary. You have 30 minutes. How would you lead your student in the topic? Okay, who's ready to share?
So let it be me. So maybe if we speak about L, for example, look, this is L and this is his wardrobe. L is going to his friend's birthday party and he doesn't know what to wear. Let's help him, please. And maybe this is the contest.
Okay, so that is what we need. That's it. Okay, Katerina, a really great idea for the context and when you use visuals. Yeah, some of our teachers, they already have L toy, but if you don't have L, you can use any. Just like, okay, so this is Mike. And the explanation was quite simple, because if your student doesn't understand all the words, anyway, he looks at the picture of a wardrobe. Let's open it. Yeah, and he's going to his friend's birthday party. I suppose everybody, even low-level students, they know the word birthday and the word party, right? Okay, and you can also double it in Russian. So he doesn't know what to wear, что ему надеть, what to wear. And this is how we lead our student. Great idea, Katerina. Okay, any other ideas about context for this vocabulary? We can also think of a problem for L.
So maybe some situation like L's clothes dirty and he need to wash them. So what's dirty? Look at him. Like focus on L's clothes. So I think like that.
Okay. Yeah, you can use a picture if you don't have a toy. Yes, you can have a picture and or again any toy that you have at home and show like, okay, he played I don't know, football. Yeah, look at his clothes. It's dirty, грязное, right? And after that, yeah, so one by one you show pictures what is dirty. So either shorts, t-shirt, socks, everything is dirty. And this is the way how you again set a problem and your student and you are going to help your friend. Great job. Okay, so let's go further to the next one. Again, primary students, but the level is quite high. Pre-intermediate. Here we are going to talk about techniques. These are pictures. Of course, we can present the words with some visuals, but let's pretend that we don't have any pictures here, but you have to choose a technique to present the words. Again, I will repeat, the level is quite high, pre-intermediate. What would you use to present the vocabulary? What technique? Okay, 30 seconds to think. Okay, any ideas how to present the words?
Maybe use some YouTube songs, for example.
Yeah. So videos, they are visuals too, and they are really good to understand because the words, they are quite complicated, right? And some of them, for example, if we look at, I don't know, emergency services, yeah, it's not really obvious what we present here, but a short video, yes, might make it clear. Good idea.
As for me, I don't work with pre-intermediate, but I think maybe situations also we can use here.
Yes, of course. The easiest way when you don't have to spend a lot of time on preparation, looking for pictures, videos, and so on, situations will be really great here. Okay, so what will you do if you see, I don't know, something? Yes, who you gonna call if you see a house in fire, and so on. This is also the way how you check what your student already knows and you try to elicit, yes, the words. But when your student doesn't understand, if he doesn't understand, of course, you can provide him, with the model. You say, okay, it's a firefighter. And again, provide your explanation situations with some visuals or with some gestures, definitions for different words. Yeah, pre-intermediate kids, they are able to understand short, simple situations and definitions. So that's why for such complicated vocabulary, they are a really good idea too. present the words. Okay, so let's go further. The vocabulary is for junior students, daily routine. Now let's think of controlled practice. So you have said the context, you have drilled, you have presented the words. Now you're going to practice. What controlled practice can we create, design for the words?
So it's not difficult. As for me, I think first of all we will work with fill in the missing words, please. Let's match the meaning and the let's match the word and the definitions. Also, let's match the transcription with the word. So we do it together with the student, or we see that control our student. Well, maybe listening task. Let's listen and complete the missing words, the missing phrases like get up, have dinner, and so on. Something like that.
Yeah. So Ekaterina was absolutely right. Any exercise that you can control and where your student doesn't have any choice, yes, but the exact word to use in this gap or matching and so on. Okay, so all these words, we call them collocations, right? And students, sometimes they are not really good at collocations. To practice the form, for example, they don't really understand when we say, why we say go to school, go to bed, but go home, go to the gym, go shopping, and so on. So it will be a good idea to divide the words into two parts again and have just a simple matching task. Here we have, in the first column, we have get, brush, have, go to, have, do, there, wash, tidy. And in the second part, we have another column, and they have to match the words. Okay, thank you for the idea. Let's go further and to think of semi-controlled practice. When we provide our students with some grammar constructions to speak, yes, and with the words, of course. Talking about this particular exercise, it is controlled practice for 100%. Matching task, match the pictures with the words. That's it. After that, we have to have some control, semi-controlled. How to make our students speak, but with some visual support. Okay, 30 seconds to think. Okay, who wants to share?
So as for me, maybe I would mix this task, semi-controlled. The student matches the picture, that's okay, but maybe while matching, he explains maybe he speaks about a particular animal. For example, maybe I will ask him some questions. Tell me please, what is the most dangerous animal here? Have you ever met it? Have you ever seen it? For example, and maybe what about mini pigs? Does anybody of your friend have a mini pig like as a pet, for example, something like that? Maybe while speaking, as for me, I usually do it, frankly speaking. While doing, it's a really simple task, even for low levels. And sometimes I ask very simple questions. What is the most dangerous animal here? What is the smallest animal? What animal would you like to have as a pet? Something like that.
Great idea. Yeah. Okay, ladies, it's a good example of personalization. Yeah, when we really concentrate on our students' ideas and what they really like and don't like. Talking about this vocabulary is not about low level, right? maybe the end of elementary or even pre-intermediate level. So here students are able to talk, and they can answer quite simple questions like what pet would you like to have, what is the most, the biggest, the smallest, and so on. Good combination. You can think of, while preparing for your lessons, you can think of some personalized questions for each task. And after that, again, encouraging student speak, right? Okay, any other ideas? If we don't combine. Maybe we can have a short game after this exercise. So first we match, and then we can use these pictures for a game.
Maybe guess the riddles.
Okay, guessing game. You can use anything, something for speaking. Yeah, when you, I don't know, when you think of one animal and start to explain it. Okay, so this animal is really dangerous. It is long. It has got a lot of teeth and so on. And then your student has to guess. After that, you take turn. Your student, I don't know, starts describing any one of the animals, and you guess. This is what when we talk about students who like, I don't know, speaking, right? For those maybe who like moving, you can play a crocodile game. Yeah, miming will be really great here. Again, guessing game, but when you use another way to explain the animals. Okay, miming game. So TPR here is absolutely great for primary students, but if you have junior students who really like such games, why not? Just use them if it helps. Okay, this is about semi-controlled practice. Now let's think of freer practice. Intermediate or even upper intermediate level, the beginning, I suppose, of upper intermediate level. Now we have presented the words, we have practiced them in different tasks. Now we want to make our students speak, and we have to think of a situation which will make our students use the particular words. Okay, take your time to think of such situation, or maybe a task.
So I'm ready to give my idea. So as for me, maybe for free practice, and in my work, I usually use a lot of proverbs about nature. Maybe I would use some proverb about nature, and the student should explain it using these words. And maybe I would show the video, for example, what are the some about the pollution and some environmental problems in Russia or in any country of the world, and the student may explain, and maybe he is going to speak about this. I will show him the video and maybe we'll give him the situation, what to do, and he is going to speak about this. It's without my help. He should prepare. Yeah. Usually I give a home task to the student if the problem is hard, maybe needs thinking, and he writes an essay about the problem. It's a difficult task really sometimes. I speak only about intermediate and upper intermediate students.
Sure, sure. Yeah, so such ideas are really appropriate for intermediate and high-level students. And yeah, I suppose they can deal with it. Talking about the idea of video, yes. So actually here you don't provide your student with any words or grammar structures to use in speaking, but you just demonstrate the idea and you discuss it. Okay, discussion is the best way to finish any new material presentation. So that's why pre-intermediate, intermediate and upper intermediate students, they are able to discuss, to express their ideas. You can also make it, make the task more personalized. Talk about their, I don't know, their cities, the places where they live. Not Russia, yes, as a big country, but maybe a region or a city, even a town, and what they personally do to solve the problem, and so on. What is the biggest problem? Environmental, of course, problem. And what about other spheres in their city, about water, air, roads, streets? Okay, great idea. Any other ideas to practice the words? I like the idea with proverbs or statements. Yeah, I usually do the same. I find maybe ideas of different famous people who express their point of views on different problems. Yeah, when we discuss environment, nature, films, what else, education, whatever, you can find something in the internet. Yes, like top 10 most famous, I don't know, statements of famous people, and so on different topics, on movies, on work, on schools, and then you just you ask your student to read and express the idea if they agree or don't agree. Okay, now.
Sorry,
So,
I have an idea.
Sure.
Usually in this topic, I use TED Talks, and there are really inspiring stories about even teenagers which solve any kinds of these problems.
Yeah, I forgot
And
about TED
it's
Talks.
full of these words and expressions.
Yeah, agree. It is like you know, treasure box. Yeah, when we talk about TED Talks, you can find short videos. Of course, they are for quite high levels, but you can also find something for pre-intermediate levels. And talking about environmental problems, yes. Personally, I have seen some videos where even teenagers create great ideas, great inventions. Yes, they invent something to solve environmental problems, and that's why. Okay, yeah, thank you for this great life hack. If you work with high-level students, yes, just look through TED Talks website, and you will find really great videos, inspiring videos. Okay, so the next one. What kind of practice is it? Controlled, semi-controlled, or free?
Controlled practice.
Yeah, for 100%, where student doesn't have any choice, yeah, but we have exact place for an exact word. Okay, now let's think of semi-controlled or free practice, as you wish. How would you practice the words in speaking? The topic is filming. Might be quite interesting for teenagers.
Maybe again, as it is a film vocabulary, cinema vocabulary, maybe it's better to use again, maybe to show some film, some video extract. I don't remember. Отрывок.
A
So
short
we can-
episode, right? Yeah.
Yes, a short episode. I'm sorry. So of some film, and maybe to describe it using these words. If the student know these words, for example, maybe he knows even who the director of this film, and so on, and describe it, discuss it. Where is it? Who acted in this film? Maybe he knows the actors. Is it an animated or I don't know? It depends on the film we choose. Or we can choose several videos, several episodes to describe, of course. All the words cannot be included in one video, maybe, of course. Maybe to listen to some dialogue, the act of the process of making films. I don't know. And give a chance for the students just to work with the vocabulary to describe, to say if it's true or false, and correct the statements using these words.
Okay, that's great. And yeah, remember, when you prepare for your lessons, of course, you know who you're preparing the lesson for, right? For a weak student or for a strong one. For those who are really, I don't know, about speaking, you can think of freer practice, right? For maybe weaker students, you should think of semi-controlled practice, where you provide your student, yes, with the words and with some grammar structures. And describing different films. Yeah, you can also, again, while preparing, you can write a message to your student and ask, yes, to name top 3 best films for him, right? The most interesting or films that he recommends you to watch, and so on. And yeah, before the lesson, you can find, I don't know, posters or trailers or maybe short episodes from those films, and demonstrate, discuss a little bit, and then ask your student to make a short review, yeah, of the film. And as personalized homework, yeah, review will be a good idea too. To write a review that will make other people want to watch this film. Okay, now, yeah, we have 10 minutes left. I would ask each of you to choose one topic and one level. Upper intermediate about friends, elementary transport, and beginner. We don't have a certain topic here, but they are everyday objects. Think of all, the whole procedure from the context to practice. Choose one kind of practice, controlled, semi-controlled, or free, as you wish, and tell me how would you present. I will give you 1 minute to prepare. Everyone has to choose one group of words. Okay, ladies, can I ask you to send a plus to our chat, please, right now? Екатерина, Шавнара, Рамика, Шпона, и Светлана, Анна. Okay, thank you. Okay, if you don't remember the stages, we start with context, technique that we would use to present the words. After that, presentation itself, and one of three types of practice: controlled, semi-controlled, or free, as you wish. Okay, ladies, now who has chosen junior, upper, intermediate? Send me a plus to our chat, please, in Skype. Send a plus if you have upper intermediate. Okay. Okay, Veronica, I'd like to discuss context. What context would you set for this vocabulary?
For example, we can show some pictures of different people with different maybe emotions on their faces, and we can ask, for example, some questions. For example, so do you see these people? So what are their emotions? And in that way, we can find out what words our students know, and then if a student doesn't know some of the words, we with the help of our maybe facial expressions and using these pictures, we also can present this vocabulary that he doesn't know.
Okay, so Veronica, let's stop here. Good idea. Yeah, and I suppose it would be better if you choose maybe people, I mean, to show pictures of people who our students know, right? Maybe if they like politicians, yes. Maybe YouTube bloggers, maybe characters, yeah, from different films. And to describe them for the first, and it will be, yes, a great way to combine context and elicitation, yeah, to check their background. Great. Okay, talking about technique, yes, we can use some visuals, and we can also add some facial expressions. They will be absolutely great here. And I would also add some maybe definitions or situations, yeah, to enhance the students' understanding. Okay, thank you. What about practice? Anna, you have chosen upper intermediate. How would you practice the words?
I will ask, for example, tell me about the ideal friend, or what features, for example, do you like or don't like? Describe them.
Okay. Yeah. To choose maybe one or two best friends and describe them. What good features, yes, they have, and what is bad about their personality, and why. So you like and don't like the features. Great idea. Okay, Janara, what idea do you have for practice?
Yeah, we can also maybe listen to some dialogue, to talking to friends about themselves and talking what is friendship for them, who is the real friend, so that the student can listen to it and listen to all these new words about friendship and real friends and so on. Then we can discuss this dialogue, and I can ask him questions. What do you think, for example? Are you a good friend? What kind of friend you are? And so on, encouraging him to speak using these new words. One of the practice for you.
Agree. Good idea. Yeah, I like the idea describing themselves, right? Because teenagers, they actually quite, I don't know, they're not really confident enough, yes, and they don't think that they are good friends, and maybe they will try to find something really not really good in their personality. But anyway, yeah, discussion will be great. Okay, now who has chosen elementary transport? Send me a plus to our chat. Okay, Ekaterina, tell me about practice, please. How would you practice? Doesn't matter.
Okay, first of all, let's start. There will be a problem, maybe a context, maybe it will be connected with my practice. So I would say to my student, maybe it's, so Jake and Sam are in the city center and they want to get to a concert hall. Let's help them. They need need to use several types of transport. So there may be practice. Maybe I will start with sound practice and working with pictures. It's elementary student, he needs pictures, maybe to open the card and repeat after the speaker. Then I will work maybe with definitions, and maybe I would work with the table. So let's put the words into the right column: land transport, air transport, so water transport, and so on. We would work. Maybe So listen to the dialogue and let's take which transport do they use during the travel. First bus, then underground, something like that. It will be practice.
Yeah, good combination of working on skills and we usually combine controlled practice, yes, with working on skills, listening, reading. Anyway, when we have to fill in the gaps, right? We read text and again we work on reading skills. Okay, good idea. Zebo, you are typing something. Any ideas? If you need to go, you can go. Yes. Does anybody have a lesson at 9?
Yes, I have a lesson.
Yeah, ladies, if you have lessons, you can go. Please don't forget to submit the post task within 7 days. I will send it after our workshop, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, goodbye. Svetlana, what about technique that you would use to present the vocabulary?
I would use the video, I suppose. It's better idea. The last time I used the episode from the cartoon, where is the coach and train and route. And then the students tell me what he already know.
Yeah, I think this video will be really great as a context, right? And also as elicitation. Yeah, and again, you can start playing the video again. So click stop in the video and try to elicit. What's this? Okay, if he knows, he names. If he doesn't know, you provide. Yes, you focus on meaning, form, and pronunciation. Again, a really good way to present the words, especially for students who get the information visually. So, ladies, has anybody chosen beginner? Okay. Mizgona, what about the context? What idea do you have? Because the group of words is quite complicated, right? Not really general and common words.
Yes, it's complicated. So I thought maybe I will choose some situation with L's back. what else should take with him to school, and what he shouldn't take, and then we like I will tell like let's order his bag. We can order the vocabulary to food, school objects, something with music. So I thought like that.
Okay. So, Nirgona, you are a really creative primary teacher. Yes, it's a great way. I have never thought about this way because it's really hard to combine all the words in one common situation, a general situation. Yes, you can also use some visuals, show a bag and what a mess. Yes, L has got in his bag. Just let's look what he needs and doesn't need for his school. MP3 player, absolutely. Yes, is not needed for school, but maybe an apple will be great for his lunch. Okay, good idea for the context. Okay, now let's any questions?
We can, for example, we can play such game. I hide something, and the people can to answer what I hide, for example.
Okay, are you going to ask any questions to help the student to guess?
For example, if it is classroom object, so just maybe just answer or maybe help sometimes.
Okay, yeah. Talking about practice, yes, games will be great for primary students. So that's why if you have some in your ideas, so you can use them, of course. Okay, so that's it. Now let's wrap up. What techniques are really good for high-level students? Let's remember. What do we use to present vocabulary for high-level students?
Definitions.
What else?
Pictures.
Okay.
Situations.
And situations, yes, almost the same with definitions. Great. Talking about young learners and low levels, what do we use?
Expressions, pictures, also TPR.
Yes.
Sounds.
Yeah.
Drawings.
Great. So visuals, any kind of visuals, realities, gestures, yeah, that is everything what our students can see. Okay, and let's remember the structure. So we start the presentation always with context. Then we
check what the students already.
Okay, after that
choose the technique.
Then we practice actually, yes, with focus on form pronunciation. After that, 3 kinds of practice.
Control, semi-control, and free practice.
Yes, you're right. Okay, so that's it about vocabulary presentation and practice. So, ladies, do you have any ideas? Any questions? Not ideas, I'm sorry. No? Okay. So, thank you so much for getting up so early for the workshop. And don't forget about the post task, which I will send you after our workshop. Submit it within 7 days to get a certificate of participation. And what else? And the recording will be provided when I stop the call. Okay. Have a nice week and have a nice day. Goodbye. I hope to see you again on our other workshops. Goodbye, ladies.
Thank you. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Have a nice day.